Thank you very much for that introduction. Most respected Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Shri Om Birla Ji, Dr. Devashish Mitra, the President, the outgoing President of IFAC, Alan Johnson, Vice President Shri Aniket Talati, and also the Chairman of the World Congress, Prafulla Chaji. I'm happy to join you when you're holding the World Congress of Accountants for 2022. I understand the first Congress was held in 1904 and the last one was held in Australia in 2018. But it is for the first time that you're holding it in India. It is also for the first time that you're holding it in a hybrid mode. And we've heard from all the earlier speakers that the number of those physically present is over 6,000. And also over 3,000 people are participating virtually. And among the 6,000, there are about 1,800 foreign delegates. These delegates from about 100 countries represent various different stakeholders in the process of looking at the world of accountancy and chartered accountants. They are regulators, they are global accounting institutions, they are academics and also economists, they are consulting practitioners, various commercial groups, and many CEOs and global CFOs. As I said, I'm glad to be here, but I think all of us will recognize that we are meeting at a time when the world is going through a complete reset. There is, if anything, the world is in a state of flux because there are so many challenges which have never been seen before. Multinational organizations, whether they are United Nations or multinational development banks, all of them are looking at resetting themselves for a 21st century world which is full of challenges. And therefore, at this time, for the World Congress of Accountants to meet, and to meet in India, which seems to be an island of stability with policy consistency and a stable government, and also because we seem to be growing at a very good, fast rate. Sorry about that. So I would think for the Congress to dwell upon some of the core themes, such as trust and ethics, diversity and sustainability, and also the question of the new technologies which are so necessary for a transparent accounting system is definitely appropriate. And I'm sure this congregation is going to be looking at these details and coming out with some takeaways which are relevant for not just India alone, but for the several countries and multinational institutions which are looking for transparent accounting processes. And that's so essential for building trust. And that is so essential for creating a sustainable livelihood for people and also for sustainable manufacturing and services sectors. Our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, has been highlighting a concept which is referred to as lifestyle for sustainable environment. And in the process of creating a sustainable environment, we also will have to look at changing our lifestyle or adapting our lifestyle for a sustainable world. And that is why I'm glad the outgoing president referred to G20 presidency, which India is going to start from 1st December, where the motto or the objective or the line that which is going to be guiding us is one earth, one family, one future. This actually encapsulates everything to do with sustainable growth, encapsulates everything to do with lifestyles, and that the future is completely dependent on what we do today in order that we lead a lifestyle, lead it in such a way that the future of the earth is ensured. So you're meeting at a time like this, and I think with all these well-trained accountants, you're only surely to come out with some formulations with which the world can be better governed, transparently governed for sustainability. And in the process of talking about transparency, the fundamental requisite which I would think for corporate governance is accounts which ensure transparency, clarity, and accountability in a company's financial affairs. So the accounting profession itself, therefore, ethical and diligent conduct can benefit the multiple stakeholders who are all gathered and assembled here. So I think accountants must ensure adherence to fair and transparent practices. The independence of chartered accountants is extremely important and significant for the trust and integrity of financial statements. And therefore, their responsibility is not limited just to the shareholders, since statutory filings and audit reports are public documents and they are relied on by various stakeholders, including financial institutions, governments, and common retail investors. So I would think trust being one of the very important factors, the Congress, the World Congress of Accountants would certainly look at how best we are able to bring trust among stakeholders through the practices with which the world accountancy profession is going to lead us. The next is, of course, talking about accounting for sustainability, where I think, again, sustainability being laid on three pillars of socio-economic, environmental, and also economic factors, which nothing but translates to people, planet, and profits. Social, environment, and economic, to me, translates to people, planet, and profits. And therefore, building on these principles, developing sustainability reporting standards is a very important objective, I would think. And in that, the formation of a new International Sustainability Standards Board by the IFRS Foundation towards convergence to a single set of sustainability reporting standards is a very welcome step. I applaud the IFRS for this very commendable step taken. And when we have to look at technology and adaptation of technology, Web3 is overtaking our lives. And I think the manner in which financial information is gathered, processed, and also reported is going to make a big difference. Innovations and also the Web 3.0 utilities, such as blockchain, artificial intelligence, data analytics, and cloud computing. All of this is going to give us the advantage, and machine learning is also going to assist us and to improvise the accounting process itself, and therefore meaningful generation of information to aid decision making is going to be so much more machine driven. And at this time, when the Congress meets, I would think good analytics and also talking and discussion on these points would help us to find unprecedented opportunities for data analytics to provide us the solutions for some of the issues which dominate of transparency or accountability itself. India, from its side, has been taking several steps to facilitate the process, and I'm happy that the government has taken up a lot of actions, even during the pandemic, to help companies come forward and register themselves in a greater simplified process. And I'm glad in the year 21-22, that is immediately after the COVID, Ministry of Corporate Affairs registered more than 1.67 lakh company incorporations which have taken place, as compared to 1.55 lakh companies the previous year. There were several steps taken towards facilitating, compiling, and following due diligence for companies so that they are well within the established practices and the due diligence which is required by them. Without, of course, taking more of the time, I'm sure all of us are eagerly waiting to hear the Speaker of India's Lok Sabha, who has, as was acknowledged, who has taken a lot of interest in the well-being and also the professional excellence of the Indian Chartered Accountants. I'm sure all of us are eagerly waiting to hear him, and therefore, without standing between you and the Honorable Speaker, I wish to conclude by saying I wish the World Congress of Accountants all the very best, and I'm sure you will come out with very useful and meaningful takeaways from this consultation. And thank you very much for also inviting me to be here.